I used AI to make $700,000 last year. We are in the midst of the industrial revolution on meth. And when things change fast, people get very, very rich. In this video, I'm going to show you how to leverage AI strategies to grow an online business very, very fast to big money in 2026. If you combine high class AI strategies with a predictable business model like selling products like this online, this was actually one of my best sellers on the business I sold for 700K. You can grow very, very quickly to big numbers, but in a way that's sustainable. These AI strategies will allow you to dominate any niche. Let's start with ads because if we want to grow fast, paid advertising is the place to start. Okay. We run a different advertising system to 99% of our competitors, and this allows us to absolutely dominate the paid traffic in our niche. We do this because we understand that the search intent of the keywords is everything when it comes to making as many conversions as possible from our ad spend. This allows us to crush on a small budget, doesn't take big spending. The reason for that is the first thing we do is we exclude the wastage. A lot of accounts have irrelevant keywords because Google goes really broad. When you set up a shopping campaign and you've got a product like this, Google is going to show you for things that are not strictly relevant. DIY gazebo, pre-owned gazebo, eBay, Costco, rent one, hire one. All of these you will find, if you've got one of these running, you'll find them in your ad account unless you're actively excluding them. So that's the first thing, is we exclude these. Then we need to identify what are the money keywords in our niche, because most of the traffic will go to these generic keywords: gazebo, pergola, canopy. These are going to have a lot of volume, but they're right at the top of the funnel. They are pure browsing. They don't have much commercial intent. They have low conversion rates, but pretty high cost per click. What most people do is they waste their budget up here. They spend loads in the top of the funnel generic, and they don't leave much budget, and they get dominated by people like us in the real high conversion rate terms, like someone knowing a brand name, someone knowing a size, knowing a particular feature, or even better, combining some of those, a brand name and a product name, a brand name and a specific size and shape. When people start getting specific with their searches like these, you start making big conversions and big money. So what we do to identify these is leverage AI. We have built inside the 1% Ecom Club, which is a school community teaching people to grow these businesses to 7 figures very, very fast. We have set up a custom GPT that is plugged into this API, data for SEO. This is the API and the data that feeds things like Ahrefs, SEMrush, those $200 a month keyword research tools. We've got it plugged directly into a chat GPT, custom GPT that we can then prompt, we can query, and it understands our advertising system. So I've asked it here to find me specific brand name, product name, size, material, use case, feature, etc. keywords, because I know that when it finds these are going to be the ones that convert well and we can make big money on from our ads. And it will give me all of them. It'll give me the brands that I want to go after and sell on the back of their brand name. It'll give me the different types and uses and features that I want to include. All of these keywords are going to be going in my ad campaign, and I'm going to be making sales on these at a really high conversion rate. Whilst most people aren't even going to be discovering these because they're going to make up such a small portion of their account because so much of the spend is going where most of the traffic is. Now, a lot of these will only have 100 searches a month, 200 searches a month, but if they convert at 1%, we're looking at 1 or 2 conversions per keyword. When we start to stack these up in our ad account, that's a lot of sales at a really good return on ad spend. It's also going to give me all of the watch out keywords, the ones that I want to just exclude right away, all of the DIY, the cheap, low budget, the temporary, the pop-up that I just want to exclude. I don't want to be wasting my spend on at all. We can also create some retargeting, so we can easily create some creative like this that is going to follow our users around the internet. When they've come to our product page, if they don't buy on the first time, we can use AI to essentially really easily create good quality creative. We know that having it installed is a big blocker for people. They might want to buy, but they're worried, is it going to be expensive to install? Are they going to get it wrong? Are they going to use someone who basically butchers the product for them? So we can just, use a headline like, you open the wine, we'll build the gazebo, and it'll be perfect for you by the end of the day. Something like that. Something that just feeds them that end state, brings them back into the funnel. Again, completely free. We can create really strong creative for all the different sort of pain points and use cases for our customer. Now, the next thing we want to do is get organic traffic. So we want to pair paid traffic with organic traffic. So when people make a search in Google, of course, this organic traffic results come up, and we just have to find the keywords and create the best content to get that traffic. The first thing we do is informational keywords. So you can see I've put in gazebo installation here, but it could have been anything. It could have been, motorized gazebo, gazebo use cases. It doesn't matter. But these things to know, and these people also ask, are there because people are searching them. People who are browsing and looking to buy these products are searching them. So by creating the best content for these, we can rank. We can also show Google we're an expert in this area. So in order to dominate these informational keywords and hoover up that traffic, we leverage two AI strategies. The first is a tool we've built where you literally just put in your parent keyword and it creates a list view of all of the keywords that exist with search volume informationally around that topic. So you can see, can it withstand heavy rain? What's the difference between two product types? What are common mistakes? What are the cons? Can it withstand high winds? And then this one, I'm going to show you how we create content for that ranks. So how tall can it be without planning permission? Do you need planning permission? That sort of cluster of keywords. So I have found one that is entitled, Do You Need Permission to Build a Gazebo? Okay. And I'm going to use this AI tool, SEOwriting.ai, which essentially is built to be able to customize the way you create your content, create really high quality content with related keywords from natural language processing weaved in. You can also impact what model you use, the tone of voice, the reading level. You can clean it so there's no AI words. All of these things create a really, really high quality output. And you can do this at scale. You can put 50 keywords in here at once if you want. And what you'll get is a really high quality output that follows the right structure to be able to create good quality content for SEO and for the customer. But we go one step further with our AI processes, and heading structure is massive when it comes to ranking. And so what we do is we also go to Gemini and we tell it that we're writing an article about this keyword, and can it look at the current top 3 organic listings, those that are already getting the traffic, and suggest a structure of our heading tags for that article and weave in the related keywords. And then we're going to take this high quality article and weave it into this heading structure. And then we're going to have a really, really strong output, both for SEO and for our customer with minimal effort at scale using AI. Then we're going to go after some commercial terms. So we've gone after the informational. Then we're going to do some keyword research. Here's Ahrefs, which is powered by this tool, Data for SEO, that's direct into our GPT. And what I've done here is I've put some filters on. I want commercial intent keywords that I can go after where people are looking to buy, and I can get my collection pages or product pages in front of them. I've also put a filter on where I want the domain authority of the sites for these keywords that are currently ranking up the top of page 1 to be relatively low, because I'm assuming I've got a brand new site that I'm trying to rank here. And what I'm going to do is get a massive list. I've got 320 keywords I could go after here. I'm sure I'll go after lots of them. In this example, I'm just going to go after this one here, hard top gazebo. Okay, 4.4K per month. Great, let's get after it. So I'm going to come back into my custom GPT that again has got all of the SEO data I need here and the understanding of how we build out pages to rank for us in SEO. And what it's going to show me is, okay, here's the primary keyword, here's the intent, here are the secondary intents, things like comparison and durability. So we're matching intent really tightly here for Google because that's how we rank. We know what the related keywords are semantically understood by Google so that we can weave those in to show further relevance. We've got the long tail keywords that this page can also rank for. So we're going to weave those in. And then we've also got things like what the URL slug is going to be, what the title of the page is going to be, what the meta description is going to be, and then we've got our heading structure. We've even got some images that we can alt tag up to show further relevance. And now we have the buildup of a really strong page for the customer and for SEO. And again, you can see how quickly we can create these at scale by using AI and at a much higher level than the vast, vast majority of our industry. So those are some strategies to dominate ad traffic and SEO traffic using AI. Now let's go after AI engine traffic itself, because that is the fastest growing search engine. And this is somewhere we want to be hoovering up traffic because people are sleeping on it because it's so new. Now you can see here, we've built another custom GPT. This exists again in our 1% Ecom school community. This one is for structured data. It's for identifying all the structured data that you should be putting on your product pages, collection pages, etc. The reason this is important is because AI engines like to read in structured data. They have to be careful with their crawl budget. They can't be going around your site to learn things like your reviews, your returns policy, the dimensions, descriptions, etc. of your products. And when people search in AI, they search in queries. And you can see it finds all of the product schema that is missing from those pages. So all I've done is put in the URL from this page And it has found, because it's trained on the guidelines of how AI engines like to receive data so they can confidently push traffic and site, you can see that there's some issues here. There's some issues around the description, some of the imagery, the SKU, the brand, the offers, the reviews they've got. And so essentially, right now, AI doesn't confidently know that they've got a fantastic sale on here. It doesn't confidently know the reviews that they've got and a load of other criteria. So if someone goes to GPT right now and says, I'm looking to buy an aluminum pergola, I want one with a great discount on because it's not currently summer, or I want one that's got really great reviews. Right now, this site is not putting its best foot forward to gain that traffic and get cited because it's not putting its data and information in a form that AI engines like to read. Now, that won't be a problem with our site because this structured data GPT is going to do it all for us in the perfect format because it's trained on the exact developer documentation that the AI engines put out. Now let's look at this. This is exactly the sort of product we would sell, and this is exactly the sort of studio image that our supplier, the manufacturer, would give to us. And let's be honest, it's a bit naff. And also, you're going to see this across every retailer that sells the product. So a really easy win with AI to boost our conversion rates and also to boost our rankings in ads, in SEO, etc., is to have unique imagery on our pages. Now, we can spend thousands on photo shoots going to get in front of the product and do that. Or we can use this AI tool, which is brilliant at essentially taking, this is what I put into it. I put this studio photo that I found on here, we would get from our supplier. And all I said was a really short prompt, put this on a patio in a backyard with a dining table underneath it, a barbecue next to it, and cooking food. There you go. Not perfect, but a lot better than just having this white background image on your page. These are the sort of things that get customers to spend more time. They feel like your content is richer, more valuable, not to mention that all of the engines that control ad rankings, organic rankings, etc., can see that you have more valuable, unique content on your site compared with your competitors. And you can also use this to add value to your customers. People are worried about how it's going to look. You can get them to send you, great lead magnet, by the way, to get their details and increase conversions. You can get them to send you a photo of their backyard. I basically just found this one online, but imagine this was a customer's backyard. And then you can put your product in place and you can have AI create a view of what it's going to look like in person. Now, I would probably tinker with this and the prompt a little bit. I asked it to put it over the sofa. Maybe I'd have it come forward over the chair as well. But ultimately, this is a way for you to say to your customers, with our service, you can see this product before you drop $2, $3, $5,000 in situ in your garden. That makes for a great lead magnet and a great conversion driver. So you can see when you leverage AI strategies in e-commerce, it is such an unfair advantage. You are playing miles ahead of your competitors, and that is why you can grow so quickly. I set up a new store after I sold my last business. It did 88K in its first month, because I stack these strategies on top of each other to go far ahead of the competition. And what we've seen here in this video, we've only got about 15 minutes. It barely scratches the surface. If you want access to all of the tools, the GPTs, the hacks, the strategies, they exist within the 1% Ecom Club school community. There's a link in the first comment below.